You know what? And I understand that the intro to these videos have become some sort of a meme. How fast I say it, the way that I say it, how slow that I say it sometimes, and people appreciate it sometimes because they let me know down in the comment section. But until the Maple Leafs have a well-rounded game, so I want good 5-on-5 play, I want a power play goal, and I want decent goaltending. There's no intros. No, we're not doing it. And there's only so many games that I can put up with in which the Maple Leafs outshoot and outchance their opponents in terms of the quantity and quality of chances in both that they get and allow, but still lose the game. And if you want to say the goaltending has been bad, you can say it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that the other team's goalie happens to be a lot better than ours, pretty much in all the games except for the ones where Jack Campbell started 11-0. And I know it's not all of the games, right? Michael Hutchison had a shutout. Freddie Anderson had a couple of good games at the minimum, but that's how it's felt. That's how it's felt, and that's how it has been most of the time. And the goaltending this season has led people to say absolutely crazy things about the Leafs as a whole that are just not true. They're just not true. And that's my problem with the goaltending. It's not that I'm saying that it's been bad. No, I'm not saying that. You can say that. It's not that I'm saying that it's not bad either. Again, you can say that. I'm saying that it's been just bad enough that it is causing people to lose their minds and look at things that are not problems and say that they're problems. And if you don't want to look at the numbers because you don't like them, I'll summarize it without the numbers. And it's just like, to start the year, their 5-on-5 offense, not very good. Their power play, awesome. The goaltending, mediocre. And then it moved, the 5-on-5 offense was picking it up, and the power play was slowly trending down, and then the goaltending started getting a little bit better. Jack Campbell goes on his 11-0 run. The 5-on-5 offense is clicking. The power play is absolutely abysmal. And then the goaltending dries up. The power play is dried up, and suddenly only that 5-on-5 offense is there. And you might be yelling at me, yeah, Steven, what about the defense? What about it? It's not been good. It hasn't been bad. The Leafs are 10-8-3 over their last 21 games. And there's a very bad stretch of games sandwiched in between a good stretch of games and then another bad stretch of games here as they've lost 5 in a row. But let's look at those stretch of games and see if there's anything concerning. Shot attempts, very basic. 6th in the league over that time. Shots against per 60 in the league, 6th fewest. Expected goals for per 60, 3rd in the league. Expected goals against, 2nd fewest in the league. 1st of the league in terms of scoring chances for per 60, and in terms of scoring chances against per 60, the 10th fewest over that stretch. So if they're not losing in terms of the shot attempt share, if they're not allowing a ridiculous amount of shots, if the scoring chances are in their favor, if the scoring chances against aren't even that bad, if the expected goals are in their favor, if the expected goals against aren't even that bad, then what's the issue? They have the 8th worst save percentage at 5-on-5 over that stretch of games. The 8th worst 5-on-5 save percentage tied with the Capitals there, and also a power play that up until the last 2 games with the Vancouver Canucks had allowed more goals than what they've scored over the last month. However many minutes we are into this video, we've established that the 5-on-5 offense, not a problem. The defense, it's not good, it's not bad, it's probably about as good as we can expect it to be. Anyway, the power play, bad. The goaltending, bad. And out of those 2 things that we can agree upon that have been very bad over the last 21 games, which of those 2 things can we expect to see an improvement on? And the more likely one is the power play, because there's just too much talent on it to expect it to just be indefinitely as bad as it has been over the last 20 games or so. Tavares scored a pretty nice goal in the power play. Matthews scored a goal in the power play the night beforehand. Hey, that's 2 games in a row with a power play goal. I'd like to see the power play score against teams that are not the Vancouver Canucks and coming out of protocol. So we'll put a hold on that. But for now, it is looking better than what it has been. And maybe people are so reluctant to just key in on the goaltending because what's the solution? Is there one? Was there one? I mean, I don't know. And then there's this. I mean, this is unfortunate. Zach Bogosian has been a decent part of this team in the role that he's in. I've said it before, I would welcome him back next season if it made sense. If it made sense, I would love to have him back. Ignore the lines here, it's not the point. I beat a drum for a very long time where I said that the Maple Leafs would have been better off without Frederik Andersen. And that's not 100% true. They would have been better off without his cap hit because he hasn't played very well this year. He's been on and off in terms of being healthy and not healthy. But they found a way around that by placing him on LTIR and shutting him down for a while. And doing so allowed them to acquire Nick Foligno, Riley Nash, as well as Ben Hutton. I guess David Rittich as well. But what do you got with the goalies right now? Jack Campbell, if he's healthy, he's probably going to be the starter. Is he healthy? David Rittich is what he is. Michael Hodgson is what he is. Those guys aren't concrete options. Maybe they should have gone out and got someone better than David Rittich. Was there someone available? I don't know. There's some weird shenanigans that they can pull in terms of LTIR. Normally when you place a player on LTIR, they have to stay there for 10 games and 24 days of the NHL season. But if you have exactly 10 games left in the regular season, they make some sort of an exception. That's my understanding of it anyway. So if that's the case with Zach Hyman and Zach Bogosian, they can afford to activate Freddie Anderson off of LTIR. Shout out Earl with TheLeafsNation.com for pointing out those things. He doesn't come back immediately, and the Leafs aren't forced to play with this lineup. So like Earl mentioned in there, why not call up Timothy Liljegren? Why not have Liljegren and Sandin play on the same pairing together? That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool to see in the NHL. And this doesn't have to be your lineup all the time, right? Mikheyev, not 100% yet. Don't rush him. If there's anyone that's not 100%, don't rush him. Nick Foligno is going to be available for Thursday's game against the Jets. Maybe you can rotate out a guy like Jumbo or Jason Spezza every once in a while to give those guys some rest. Even Wayne Simmons, is that hand, is that wrist 100% healthy? I don't know. He hasn't fought anyone. I'm a huge fan of Adam Brooks. I've said that sparingly in my videos as we've gotten an opportunity to mention him. I think he makes the team next year. Nick Robertson, there is a decision in terms of burning the first year of his entry-level deal. If the Maple Leafs go deep in the playoffs, they more than likely burn it anyway. But if you don't have to, you don't have to, right? It's a choice. If you like what you see from him, put him in the lineup. If you don't have him in your lineup. I don't really know how much we have to go on with one game with Tavares and Nylander and the rest of the time spent on the fourth line. You got the cap space. Is there any other Marlies that deserve a call-up and deserve a couple of games here? I mean, the Leafs have injuries. They have old guys. Rest them. Rest them. You need to know what works. You need to know what you can count on. But in terms of the goaltending situation, I have nothing. I have nothing. It's blind optimism. Which one are we betting on? Which one are we betting on? Is it Jack Campbell being healthy? Is it David Rittich not being what he was tonight? Or is it Freddie Anderson coming back and being healthy, finally, and playing well, consistently, for the first time in almost 2 years? I don't know. You tell me. Tell me in the comment section. Which one are you betting on? Which one are you most optimistic about? Because it's got to be one of those situations, right? There isn't a fourth option. There isn't. I wish that there was. This is blind optimism. And the best advice that I can give to you is to take things game by game for the remainder of the regular season. There's going to be wacky lineups. There's lots of injuries, and they need to figure out what works and what doesn't, depending on various number of situations. I'm sorry that I can't say anything else to comfort you. And for the people that want to say when the Maple Leafs lose in the first round because of goaltending or X, Y, and Z, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. If you're going to use the word when, I don't want to talk to you. Use the word if, and then we can talk about it if it happens. That is my mindset. I am living game to game. It's going to be a roller coaster, but we're going to live game to game. Tonight was bad. Hopefully the next game is good. And if it's bad again, we're going to hope that the next one after that is good. That's the best that we got right now. Other teams have flaws. Other teams don't. Ideally, we don't have to deal with this, and ideally, we just have a healthy goalie. One. I don't care who it is. That plays well and consistent. But we don't. So, which one are we betting on?